Iran's nuclear negotiators return home to a hero's welcome after clinching a deal with world powers in Geneva. Tehran will curb its nuclear program in exchange for some $7 billion in sanctions relief. But the joy may be short-lived, with the US warning that relief is temporary and reversible. Washington wants strong safeguards to ensure Iran complies with the deal. Tehran must stop enriching uranium above a purity of 5% for the next 6 months to show that it's not working towards a nuclear bomb. And the preliminary deal is meant to lay the foundation for a more permanent, comprehensive agreement later this year.
Now the really hard part begins, and that is the effort to get the comprehensive agreement, which will require enormous steps in terms of verification, transparency, and accountability.
Well, meanwhile, US President Barack Obama said the interim accord would cut off Iran's possible routes to a nuclear weapon. But skeptical US lawmakers are warning of renewed sanctions should Tehran fail to comply. US ally Saudi Arabia is also uneasy about the deal. Iran's arch-enemy Israel denounced the agreement. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called it a historic mistake. Mr. Obama called the Israeli leader to assure him that the accord is temporary and the sanctions relief limited.
The President underscored the United States will remain firm in our commitment to Israel, which has good reason to be skeptical about Iran's intentions. The President and Prime Minister agreed to stay in close contact on this issue as the P5+1 and Iran negotiate a long-term solution over the next 6 months.
Professor Michael Hudson from the Middle East Institute in Singapore tells us why Israel and Saudi Arabia are uneasy with the nuclear agreement.
The United States, I think, and Iran have agreed to put the question of the right to enrich sort of off the table for the moment. Implicitly, though, the fact that the interim agreement allowed continued enrichment up to a certain small level implies, at least, that Iran can continue to do it at a low level in the future. But I don't think that's what really angers the Israelis. The Israelis are very concerned that the possibility of a relationship, a new relationship, not a rapprochement between the United States and Iran, but at least a détente, is profoundly disturbing to them. And I don't think that it's a question really of strategic danger. Remember that Israel has 200 or so nuclear weapons and the means to deliver them. Iran, at best, down the road, might get 1 or 2. I don't think that's really the issue, but it has more to do with a shift in the regional balance of power, and in a sense, this interim agreement, the Israelis and the Saudis fear is, in a sense, bringing Iran back into the regional system, and that's something that they do not like.